Howdy again, folks. Rick from the Boondocking Bears. I wanted to do a quick video to bring everybody up to date on what it takes to get a motorcycle license, and in particular, the ability to ride a Can-Am Spyder in Ontario. And you might think it's a fairly straightforward thing. Apparently, it's not quite as straightforward as I had hoped. Now, we have a graduated licensing system in Ontario. So you have what's called an M1, which is basically you go in and write a test, and you get a motorcycle license that qualifies you to ride and learn for 90 days. It costs 75 bucks. And then the next step for me anyway, would be to take the course. Now, the course isn't mandatory on how to ride a motorcycle, but it seems the prudent thing to do, but also it has some insurance benefits. So the next step would then be to take the course, and at the end of the course, which is I believe a weekend, if you pass, you have your M2 motorcycle license. And that entitles you to ride a bike, period. You can ride it just as if you had a full motorcycle license. You're then required to hold on to that M2 license for at least a year. And then you can go in and take a road test and get your full M license, and that has to occur after a year but before the expiration of 5 years. So that's the graduated motorcycle licensing system in Ontario, with one modification, and that is you can get a modified motorcycle license, which means that you're only qualified to ride three-wheelers like the Can-Am Spyder. Now, I don't know if it applies to like Harleys or Goldwings that have the trike kit where the wheels are on the back, the two wheels are on the back. But certainly it does qualify you for the Can-Am Spyder. I'm only interested in the Spyder. I think it's a little safer vehicle for me anyway. So that's the graduated program. So I went down to the licensing office, and the first thing I found out was first of all, I found out the lady that I was speaking with really wasn't very knowledgeable, particularly when it came to the Can-Am Spyder. But the other thing I learned was that the M1 is only good for 90 days, and that posed a problem for me because I may not have the Spyder within 90 days, and how do I take the course, and how do I get my M2 without a bike? So I thought, you know what, I'll just leave that alone, and I'm going to go to the Can-Am Spyder dealer, and I'll bet you they have more information than the licensing office did. And sure enough, they did. I went up there on Tuesday. I met Teresa at Full Throttle. That's the dealer in Welland, Ontario. Great lady. She really knew her stuff. And she explained to me something really, really cool that I would have never known. And I don't think the people at the licensing office even know this. But I said to her I wanted to get my M2 on a Can-Am Spyder so I could get the modified motorcycle license. She said, well, you have to go to either London, Ontario, or you have to go to Barrie, Ontario. And I said, but there's offices for this all over the province. She goes, yeah, but they have courses at the local college that are specific for the Can-Am Spyder. They supply a Spyder, and you actually take the weekend course, you ride around on it, there's some classroom stuff, and at the end, you get an M2 modified. So you've got your license at that point. Then I've got 5 years to go ahead, get my Spyder, get my full license, but in the meantime, I can ride. And I'm actually learning on the Spyder. That was super cool to me. Now, the course is fairly expensive. It's around 500 bucks, but I believe that comes right off your insurance. So tit for tat. I'm going to take it anyway. So all I need to do to take the course is I got to get a proper jacket, shoes, gloves, and of course a helmet. And bang, I'm all set to go. So that's how you go about getting a license for a Can-Am Spyder in Ontario. And I thought that was really cool. So I'm going to go down to London, Ontario. That's where I went to university. Go to the local college. I'm going to take the course. I've actually spoken through email with the course people to make sure that what the dealer had told me was accurate, and it is. And so I'll book into that and get my M2. So I'm really happy. Anyway, I thought everybody would be interested in how that works, and there you go. Anyway, enjoy, have a great day, smile, be charitable, and I'll talk to you all later.